Okay, so last week I had the pleasure of watching the Zombieland Saga movie, Zombieland Saga Yume Ginga Paradise. Something I'm trying to do in my videos now is if I have something that relates to the video, I want to kind of have it in the background. And I realized it was far enough away I wasn't sure how well you'd be able to see Sakura, so I wanted to show her. But I've had that figure for a bit. I love me some Zombo Saga. I watched the first season when it came out. I pretty much fell in love with it after the first scene. Like, okay, I'm gonna become an idol. I'm gonna go live my dream. Immediately gets hit by a car. Like, I laughed so hard at that scene. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna like this show. And I would say for the most part, I really enjoyed season one. When season two came out, I think I waited for it to finish before I watched it, and then I binged season two. And I think I liked it. I don't even say I think. I know I did like it more than season one. And then the ending of season two happened. Where, like, all right, you had your big performance. Everything's going Gucci. It was satisfying. I loved it. Then aliens showed up in, like, the last 4 seconds. And I was just like, what the hell happened? I can't wait for season 3. And then it turns out this was not going to be resolved in a 3rd season, but in a film. And the idea of a Zombieland Saga movie that's just going to be Independence Day is something I really wanted to see. And I was finally able to make that happen. And oh my gosh, I freaking loved it. This was, for better or for worse, and I think a little bit of both, it's exactly what I imagined with Zombieland Saga getting a movie, and it's Independence Day. Oh, I'm gonna go into some spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers are now live. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of the way the thing I wasn't crazy about. And part of it was I sort of liked, but I figured I knew where it was going. And when it got there, I wasn't too happy about it. But it's Ty. Ty is probably my favorite part of the show. Just here is the zombie girl who is not fully awakened to her memory. She is just full zombie all the time. And one of the big things about the movie was that, okay, Ty is finally going to get her personality. Like, okay, look, this could be, I like the idea. This is going to be really cool, and we'll see how that affects things going forward. What I'm afraid of is one of two things is going to happen. Either A, I'm just not going to like her personality, which, given that she's going to be a major focus in the movie, is not going to be great. And I'll say I liked her personality fine. I don't think she's that funny. Everyone else is really funny around her, so I think it's okay. It's like, I think I liked her personality fine. The other thing is, as the movie was going on, I was thinking to myself, I would respect the hell out of this if they make this canon. If by the end of the movie, because, like, what ends up happening is, again, like, there's so many things in this movie where they just make me freaking laugh. Is the aliens are about to do a whole bunch of blasts. Like, they're about to blow up, like, the Taj Mahal, the Eiffel Tower. I think there was, like, a few other big monuments. Again, Independence Day. But they don't. And from the perspective of everyone outside, like, oh, you know, they're showing off their power. Like, they can destroy anything, anywhere, all at once. And they're not doing so. This was a big threat. And then it, like, rewinds the movie. And anytime it did that joke, I laughed. But it rewinds the movie and shows, this is what happened on the ship. So Ty ended up on the ship and found one of the power sources right as they were about to fire and just ate it. And that's why the guns didn't go off. This wasn't a threat and display of power. No, just a zombie ate the freaking... the zombie ate the battery. But through eating the battery, she ends up getting her memories back. And I'm thinking to myself, this is probably going to get reversed. At some point, she's going to end up losing the battery. And, like, the other girls have already awoken, and they've stayed themselves. Either Ty is going to get rid of the battery and is still going to stay herself, or she's just gonna revert back to how she already is. Because, the status quo must be preserved. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I prefer just brainless zombie Tai because of how dang funny she is. But I would respect the hell out of this if they do keep her personality intact. Even though I don't think it's nearly as funny, I think this is an interesting move and it's an interesting risk. But by the end of the film, no, she does end up reverting back to regular zombie Tai. And I was just thinking to myself, I feel like, at least for me personally, I kind of have to take some points off for not going through with it. But I will give them credit for making that feel really impactful. And it's less of just like, cool, we're back to the status quo, yay. Like, as she's performing and she can kind of feel her personality draining away. And I think Kotaro is watching it. Oh gosh, I have to talk about him in a second. But as Kotaro's watching it and he's he can tell what's happening, and it's I hope you can at least finish this performance. It still made it work. I think I would have preferred just hey, if we're gonna do this, let's stick with it. But I think it still managed to work, and I guess that means if I get Tai being Tai in season 3, if there's a season 3, I'm not gonna complain. But it was just my I feel like I maybe should take some points off. There's a Kotaro scene in this movie though, where he's with the two reporter guys. I do not remember their names at all. And he's okay, something's going down. I don't remember where they were at. I think they were in Tokyo at the time. It's okay, I have to go back to Saga. All of this is going on. It's well, what are you going to do? There's no public transportation. I'll walk if I have to. And I'm damn, he's pulling a me. He's pulling a, I got legs. I can go. And then he takes 2 steps and he collapses. That one got me. That one got me pretty good. This is what I love about this series and this movie in particular. Is there's so many moments of okay, something really cool is happening, or someone's having a badass moment, and then making them the butt of the joke. And I laugh every time. The two that live in my head rent-free, even more than the I got legs moment, are they're getting attacked by aliens, and Tai is using her space gun because she stole some space guns and is fighting them off. And then Saki's yo, that's cool as hell. Let me get on this. And so she grabs a bazooka and fires it, but she fires it backwards and blows up part of the car that they're driving and nearly kills Sakura and Junko. And then immediately after, Tai just takes the bazooka and says to her, "No more space guns for you." And that line has lived in my head rent-free for the past week. Just, no more space guns for you. There's another scene where, there's a bunch of other human characters, and they've been outed as zombies to these human characters, which they made a really big deal out of, and I'm I thought you guys got outed at the end of season 2. I remember that happening. Maybe it just wasn't to as big of a scale as I remember it being. But there was kind of a, I feel like we've been here and done this already, but okay. Oh gosh, the cop. The cop from the first episode comes back and, kills the last alien. But, sorry again. The scene is they're helping some people escape, and the aliens have thermal vision, meaning they literally can't see the zombies. And I did think that was really fun. But so, to be a big distraction, they get on top of the expo center and they set the flag on fire, here we are, come on, aliens! And then the aliens start attacking him, and then they're oh crap, now we're being attacked. Which is a fun chase scene. And then the building is up in flames, and there's this scene of the girls slowly walking through the fire and, looking all badass, and there's this giant globe that is on fire, and it slowly starts to move as they're having their badass slow walk, and they, in slow motion, all start to realize what's happening as it just rolls over them. that got me really good. Like, to me, that encapsulates this entire movie and its humor. Of someone will do something, like I said, like someone will have like a really cool moment, and then they'll be the butt of the joke. And it gets me every time. It's just so freaking funny. Let's see. Like, let me actually look at my notes. Oh yeah, when they with the car. Again, there's a scene where it's that biker girl from season 1 and her friends. Like, they're getting chased by an alien, and like, okay, we're gonna fight it head on, and then so they start driving toward it, and the alien starts running, and then the girls in their van just hit the alien. The slapstick in this series is just always really good. Like, I don't know if I'm quite doing it justice, but oh my gosh, like, that one got me really good. Let's see. Slow badass walk through the flame. Oh gosh, like another scene like that. So Ty has this whole, like, let me do it. I'm gonna do this by myself. I'm leaving the team because that will keep you all safe, and you guys will just get in my way. It's kind of doing that song and dance shit, whatever. And part of the strategy is you're going to get into the ship. We're going to use a hot air balloon because we have a bunch of hot air balloons. And we're going to also try to use those as distractions. And we have all these fireworks. So that's going to be a big distraction because they're going to get the sound of the fireworks as well as the heat source of the fireworks. And that'll kind of be your smoke screen. We also have all these vans that are just playing the band's music because the aliens are very sensitive to sound. All this shit going on, you can go in. And so Ty is on her hot air balloon. And then the rest of the team is in their own hot air balloon with the idea of like, yeah, we snuck on, and it's also like shaped like Romero's head, and it just reminded me of the Meowth balloons that Team Rocket would use. Like, yeah, we're not gonna leave you behind, or like, we're not gonna let you leave us behind. If you're gonna do this, we're gonna do this too. But then their hot air balloon keeps rising. Like, wait, why is it going up? Why doesn't it stop? Like, we were trying to have a moment here. What the hell? And then it goes so high, they end up in space. So then they just jump out of the balloon. And as they're coming down on re-entry, Sakura's body just falls apart. And so each of the different groups have different parts of Sakura. They're trying to, and she's just pointing them in the direction, like, yeah, this is where my body is. Go that way. The climax is really fun. Like, Saki gets to pilot an alien tech while, like, Sakura's head is just, like, riding shotgun. Junko and... oh, gosh, I can't remember what the other girl's name is. I want to say it's Ai is the blue-haired girl, the one that was struck by lightning. Gosh, I love that scene in season 1 so much. Like, her backstory is, like, it's sad, it's funny, and it's badass all at the same time. It's great. But she and Junko just start shooting lightning. Like, they, like, touch some electricity, it goes through their bodies, so they just start lightning bending. Yugiri gets, like, a lightning sword, and it just starts carving up aliens, and then Lily just starts piloting them back. It's fun, it's great, there's just a lot of crazy shit happening during the finale, kind of as it should. I really have anything else to say? Oh yeah, and then there's a scene where everyone thinks that Tai and Sakura are dead, and then Kotaro has this, like, emotional moment, like, he thinks Sakura's dead, and he starts crying, and I was laughing so hard. And, like, it was even in the moment, I'm like, I feel bad, because I know this is... what I love about Kotaro is he can be very sincere, but still over the top at the same time. It's like, yeah, like, he's having a genuine emotional reaction here, but it's still done so over the top that I can't help but laugh. And it's great. Like, there's a moment in season 2, and I know I have it, like, saved on my phone. He's like, I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm crying! I don't think there's really anything else I need to say. I just kind of gave some of the highlights of my favorite moments. I had a really good time. Like I said, like, I think some of the stuff with Ty is fine. It's not great. It's not bad. But when the movie just... I guess that's almost a thing. Like, there's times where it feels like we're kind of doing some storytelling conventions that I've seen done a gajillion times, and I don't find that interesting anymore. And when it's doing that, it's fine. When it just gets to be itself, and it gets to be goofy and insane and over the top, and make itself the butt of several jokes, it's so freaking funny. I'm so glad I got to watch it. I don't know if we're getting a season 3, but I hope so, because I know I'm going to watch it, and I know it's going to be great.